Alright, we are back, and this time we are in Lemuria. We are about to explore the town before we can go talk to the king. Let's go ahead and start here. Let's do an old switcheroo. It's like the one-time growth actually goes down instead of going up. There's something here, I think. No? It's not this cow, is it? No, not that one. Moo. Yeah, I getcha. Mind read? Lemurians are so lazy that they make me look like a dynamo, and they live so long. Okay. Guess there's nothing. Oh, here we go. Cyclone. There we go. Just a stat item. Gotta use it now. Defense. Oh. What? Huh. Shiba's got higher defense than, I'll give it to Felix, I guess. Actually, I think I need to go over here first, if I remember correctly. Oh, what is this? Trying to read the sign. House of the Senate. Oh. I don't think I need to come in here. I don't know if I've even been in here. Just a bunch of old guys to look around and see. I need to see someone here. Are you the travelers that came here with Piers? I am sorry it's taken me so long to visit, Uncle. Piers, you are alive. Yes, I've managed to survive against a great many trials. What a fascinating coincidence. We've stumbled across Piers' uncle's house. I must thank you all for looking after my nephew. This is Felix and Kraden. They are my friends and have aided me tremendously. If my sister could only hear how timid young Piers has become a mighty warrior. Where is my mother? We've been so busy since we arrived that I haven't had a chance to see her. Silence. There's a bunch of bottles all over the place, like he's been drinking or something. Now that I think about it, this place is a mess. What happened? Mother is always so neat. No, she hasn't fallen ill again, has she? There is still illness in Lemuria? My mother was born with a weak heart. Piers, I'm sorry. Your return comes too late. After the tidal wave washed you to sea, your mother suddenly fell ill. The shock of losing you was too great for her poor heart. She held out hope for your safe return until the very end. Perhaps your mother gave herself up to ensure your survival. I don't know what that means. Does that not sound like your mother? Where is she now? She rests in the cemetery now. Check the headstones. You will find her. Snap. What should we do, Felix? Should we follow Piers? No. Let him, be. You're right. Piers probably needs some time alone right now. Wait. I asked that you leave Piers to his mourning for now. I was going to. Now he is struggling with the loss of his mother. He needs time. You came to Lemuria to learn more of alchemy, did you not? I suspected as much. Piers was right to bring you here. Piers told me his secret, the mission he was given by His Highness the King. Wait, what? Even had the tidal wave not carried Piers off, he would have left us. Such was his fate. Oh yeah, I think Felix maybe said something that he knows but didn't want to tell everybody. You look confused. Piers told you about this, did he not? Yeah, of course he did. Mm-hmm. Of course, he must trust you a great deal. Why don't you tell it to me so I can make sure that we're talking about the same thing? If Lord Conservato had not led the Senate to oppose him, he would have left sooner. I wonder what news Piers has brought with him. Either way, I do know why he has brought you here. Felix, don't tell me that he hasn't at least told you that much. Of course he has. You say he's told you, but you look rather confused. Unfortunately, I know little more than that. While Piers confronts his sorrow over the loss of his mother, you have some time. I shall write you a letter, so that you can see Lumpa. Lumpa has locked himself in his tower and rarely comes out, but if I send him this, he will see you. Anybody recognize the name Lumpa yet? All I need is a bird to carry it to him in his tower. There, you should be able to see him now. Now, we're not going to talk to Piers, but I'm just going to walk somewhere. Oh, down there. He's down there. Yeah, he's shaking his head over the side of the grave of his mother, so we're just going to let him be. We're going to head over here. In fact, I'm going to check this door. Are you kids Piers' traveling companions? The door is broken, I'm afraid. But I opened up a window just above the door. Sorry about this, but you'll have to climb through there. Not a problem. Oh, I think if Piers has, like, the lash move or something, it'll, like... He comes up... He'll come out and lower a rope for us, is what happens. If Piers has the lash stuff and we can't come up here. That's just a funny little thing that they have in the game. Because, you know, they can't guarantee that you'll have that item on you if you're going to lose a party member. Honestly, I'm amazed that anyone can travel so far across the world in this age. Piers isn't with you. Why not? His mother passed away. He's gone to visit her grave. Of course, his mother. He loved her dearly. A terrible loss. It must be hard on him. Well, Piers may not be here, but we still have much to discuss. If Piers brought you, you must be working to break the seal on alchemy, right? Yep. Piers has done quite well in finding you. What mission could the good King Hydros have assigned to Piers? What? Piers has told you nothing of his mission? Really? So you actually have nothing at all to do with alchemy? Well, I wouldn't say that. Our parents were kidnapped by the Fire Clan far to the north. We are only firing the lighthouse beacons to gain their freedom. King Hydros told me that Venus and Mercury have been ignited once again. Was that your doing? I'm afraid I know nothing of any Northern Fire Clan. Now, wait just a minute. Was that just a big plot drop right there? I don't know if we've discussed this before. Or at least it hasn't been an open thing that's been said in the game, I don't think. But Jenna just said that they're trying to get the freedom of their parents, who we thought all died in the first game when that big boulder at the very start of the game came and killed Isaac's father and stuff. I mean, we thought Jenna's parents were both killed in that too, but it sounds like that's not the case. And I think they maybe hinted at that earlier with maybe a conversation with Alex, but I don't think they've openly said, like, hey, their parents are alive and that's why they're doing this. You know, it's kind of like you just have to figure that out. But that doesn't explain you, sir. You're clearly not related to these two. What are your goals? Kraden joined us on this quest on behalf of Lord Babby of Tolby. Babby? I only know of one man named Babby, but it couldn't. Master Loompa, the Babby we speak of, is the same man you knew long ago. Ah, so he's still out there, living in the outside world. Well, that might not be the most accurate way of putting it. Most accurate? My, you certainly have an odd way of turning a phrase. He was living, yes, until recently, that is. Ah, so Babby passed away, but only recently, you say? When he finally ran out of his mystic droughts, his spirit began to wane. Then I no longer know anyone in the outside world, or the world outside. But aren't you Loompa, the righteous thief? I was called that once long ago. Why do you ask? I'll bet there's at least one person on the outside world whom you still know. If anybody remembers, there's a town in the first game called Loompa. Who would that be? There's a town called Loompa in northern Angara. A man named Dampa lives there. I settled that village, and Dampa, he is my son. Now your grandson, Dadampa, rules over your village. Rules? Rules is an ill-sounding word. But it's an accurate one, Loompa. Dampa is an evil thief who has caused much trouble in Angara. What has become of my son? How could he permit such a thing to happen? Master Loompa, don't you have any idea how old Dampa is? He is, as I am, an old man. He may be older even than I. If this news outrages you, why don't you go and set Dadampa right? Blah, blah, blah. If this news outrages you, why don't you go and set Dadampa straight? If only I could. Is this the only reason we're here, to bring news of the outside world? No, no, no. Yes, I am sorry, we were sidetracked. We have much more to discuss. But before we begin, there is one thing I must say. You don't mind, do you, Felix? I don't have any idea what you're going to say, but I'll just say no. I don't mind. I knew you'd agree. I have discussed this with none but Felix, but I have my own reasons for this quest. What do you mean? Only that I have my own reasons for wanting to see the beacons lit again. He just loves alchemy. Why are you telling us all this now? Because I feel this quest is deeply linked to Lemuria. I thought it odd that Lord Babby should order me to research alchemy. Hey, wait a minute. Is this what you promised to tell us once we reach Lemuria? Yes. May I continue? Long ago, before alchemy's power was sealed, there were many civilizations as advanced and cultivated as Lemuria. At the moment that alchemy was sealed away, most of those civilizations began to wane, until eventually they vanished. I have formed certain theories now, suggesting that this may be related to the seal on alchemy. Let me get this straight. You felt you couldn't tell us this until we were in Lemuria? And you only wanted to come to Lemuria to test your theories and see if they were true? But even if everything you said is true, what does it all mean? If your theories are correct, the world itself would wane and vanish, wouldn't it, Kraden? Piers never spoke of this to you, did he? If you came to this theory on your own, you are indeed a wise scholar. We would do well to trust you. What do you mean? King Hydros and I, as well as others in Lemuria, hold the same beliefs that you do, Kraden. You do? Civilizations thrive by building upon knowledge of the past. Knowledge gained in one generation should be taken even further by the next. Thus, knowledge and learning continue to grow. This is the natural course of civilization. But where is the world today? The great civilizations of old have all withered and vanished. We are all isolated and alone. You have encountered many cultures in your travels. Are any of them capable of building the great sanctums and lighthouses you have seen? No. Babby, in fact, was trying to build his own lighthouse, and it was kinda meh. No, they are not. But this is not the only sign of a decay you have theorized. I think it best that you hear the rest directly from His Majesty King Hydros. Yes, Kraden, we shall go visit the king. Ah, but King Hydros is in council with Lord Conservado. We might not be allowed in. Conservado, that fool, he refuses to acknowledge that what he can see with his own eyes. I will meet with the king and press our evidence upon Conservado. Come with me. Ah, stupid door. Yeah. Ha! At last you are open. To the king's chambers. Loompa ought to be as old as Lord Babby was, but he has so much energy. He's got a fire in him. I do wish I could have heard more about Lord Babby, though. But come, Felix, to the king's palace we go. You are Lord Felix, correct? Yep. It would seem the warriors of which you spoke have arrived. So it would, your highness. I shall call them to us immediately. There is no need, Loompa. Let us go to them. Hydros, would you see me dishonored thus? They ought to present themselves to us. I do not go to present myself to them, Conservado. I am merely going to where they are. I have something that I wish to show everyone. Regardless of your reasons, sire, I will not go to them. Do as you will, Conservado. However, we shall go. I heard of your arrival. It is quite remarkable that you were able to reach Lemuria. Welcome. Allow me to introduce my companions. This is Sheba, Jenna, Felix, and Kraden. Kraden is the one who told me of the outside world civilizations, of their condition. Ah, Kraden, Loompa describes you as a remarkable scholar. Your research impressed us. Thank you, your highness. Your theories are correct. Our world is now on a path to destruction. And who has decided this? You, Hydros? Some civilizations have vanished, surely, but that is the way of the outside world. Look around you. Lemuria remains unchanged. Don't delude yourself. Lemuria has been slow in decline for ages now, but that can wait. My most trusted scholars have reached this conclusion after extensive research. I sent Piers to confirm this for me. So you admit it, Hydros. You violated the directive of the Senate. You used the tidal wave as your chance to send Piers away, despite our commands. You are incorrect. The tidal wave carried me away by chance alone. Conservado, you must know that the tidal wave was caused by Poseidon's return. Only a fool would have chosen to send a man to see if he knew that this would have happened. What was it that you intended to have Piers confirm? This map shows the ancient world when Lemuria still traded with people on the many continents. It was a great age, a time when the world shined brightly. And this is the map Loompa had with him when he arrived in Lemuria 150 years ago. I used this map to sail around the world. It's quite accurate. Incredible. You understand, Kraden? What do you understand? Well, unless my eyes deceive me, the continents have shrunk since the Golden Age. That's insane. It is not insane. It is true. Perhaps this will make the point more clearly. Look at these two maps side by side. There is no mistaking it. The continents on Loompa's map are clearly smaller. Lies. Nothing but lies. It was drawn out of scale, of course. What do you hope to gain from foisting these lies upon our people? You know well that I hope to gain nothing more than the truth, Conservado. And who do you expect will believe such nonsense? If you do not believe the evidence before your eyes, what do you believe? Do you believe that the Lemurian map to be accurate to this day? Tell me, Piers, you were able to investigate this matter, were you not? Thanks to Felix and my companions, I was able to travel much of the Eastern Sea. And what did you find? I found in truth that Lumpa's map is the more accurate of the two. However, the world seems even smaller now than it appears on Lumpa's map. What are you saying? Time itself has stopped. Think of Weird as a living, breathing being possessing its own life force. The four elements are the nourishment needed to sustain this being. Kraden, this is exactly what King Hydros himself has said to me. Ever since alchemy was sealed away, the world has been cut off from its nourishment. It has gone into a state of akin to hibernation. By using less energy, Weird prolongs its life. Yet, when hibernating, the being has only stopped its own clock, not the flow of time around it. When the bear sleeps through the winter, it needs only wait for spring to come. When it awakens, it can nourish its weakened body again. But if spring never comes, the bear will eventually die. Weird is wasting away, its continent shrinking because its spring has never come. Hydros, how can you make such an outrageous claims? The world is not alive. Tell me, Conservato, why do you think Poseidon has returned? Do you have the answer, Hydros? The elemental lighthouses. Felix and his companions have lit the beacons on both Mercury and Venus Lighthouse. What? Have you any idea what will happen if you set that evil loose upon the world again? No. When the four beacons are fired, alchemy will be released, and our world destroyed. My lord, you cannot possibly intend for these people to light the remaining beacons. I do indeed, Conservato, and I also fear the possibility that alchemy will destroy the world. But I cannot stand by knowing as I do that the world will wither and die if we do not act. This is madness, Hydros. Does the threat of alchemy mean so little to you? Would you put the world in even greater danger to satisfy your theories? With only 2 of the beacons lit, I assume you intend to send Piers out again? And I will go, Lord Conservato. Felix has need of my power. Then go, Piers, but if you do, say farewell, for you will never be able to return. You'll be banished from Lemuria forever. You know our laws. Are you prepared for the outcome? I myself am disgusted by the whole matter. I take my leave of you, Hydros. Well, out of the way. But I warn you, I will not permit you to go through with this madness. What will you do, Your Highness? I knew this outcome was inevitable. But I could not sit silent while our world drifted down the path to its destruction. I want you to light the remaining beacons before you return. That's what we intend to do, but we cannot leave the Eastern Sea. I have already heard of this problem from Piers. This is something I found by accident in some ruins back in my days as a thief. I am not sure what it is, but it seems to contain some powerful synergy. Seems to? You are not certain? It is a synergy that we Lemurians are unable to use. I understand you travel with many different kinds of adepts, do you not, Felix? If we include Piers in our numbers, we have 1 adept for each of the 4 elements. Then at least one of you should be able to use the synergy that this contains. King Hydros believes the item can only be used by one who wields synergy of the earth. If I am not mistaken, it is a powerful synergy we call grind. If you master this synergy, the reefs that block your way shall pose no trouble anymore. With grind, you should be able to create a path by which you can sail into the Western Sea. Go, brave adepts. By your hands, may the remaining lighthouses burn bright once more. That synergy is quite powerful. It can only be trusted to a very few people. That His Highness has given it to you should illustrate how great his expectations are. I have no doubt that your journey will be fraught with ever-increasing danger, but we are counting on you, Felix. All right. Grindstone. So yes, Felix does have to use this. Oh, whoops. There we go. And we are going to use it before we leave Lemuria to get a Djinn. So we will have to do one more conversation before we can do that, though. There is a... once we get out to our boat, there's going to be an automatic conversation, and it's going to take us out. But then we'll come right back in because we'll be able to take another path with the grindstone. And by that time, it'll probably be done by the time we get that Djinn. Oh, you just want to... They just need an NPC for me to talk to confirm my leaving. Felix, are we setting off now? Then to sea we go. Piers? Yes, Sheba, what is it? There's something I've been meaning to ask you. Something I have to ask you. This text auto-scrolls, so ask me, Sheba. You and I look roughly the same age, but how old are you really? Is that your question, Sheba? It's not important. It is to me. If you are much older than us, then I'm afraid we've not shown you the proper respect. She's got a point. Don't worry about such things. Please treat me as you have all along. No, that won't do. You have to tell us. What? Come now, this is silly. No, Piers, tell me. You're afraid you haven't shown me the proper respect, and yet you make demands of me? Come on, Piers, you can tell us. How old are you really? This has nothing to do with respect. You just want to know how old I am, don't you? Hee hee. Heh. Oh, I knew it. Come on, Felix. Can't you get them off my back? Silence. You're in on this too, aren't you, Felix? I've had it with your conspiracies. I will not tell you. I just get that Kraden doing that. Oh, kind of just like what the heck's going on here? Anyway, let's go ahead and use not sand, grind. Gonna move this rock out of the way. That is what that ability does. I'm also going to fix this. Set those back straight. And we gotta travel down here somewhere. Dead end. To get to another landing. I got more boats over here. Here we go. Should be able to come in here. We're going to get a Djinn. We just got to... I don't think... Oh, wait. Yeah, I totally need to use Cyclone. I don't know if there's anything else in here besides this one spot on the other side of the wall. Which is kind of like they're setting you up like there's all this other stuff out here. And I don't think there's anything underneath it all. So that makes you suspicious, like, what else could be here? And there's like one leaf on the other side. And so if you hit that, then you can get the Djinn to show up. And you got to have Tremor, which... Is this optional? I think Tremor is an optional synergy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it is. Another water Djinn. Let's see, what's that? Seal energy? Nah. Give him a steam. So yeah, that is it for Lemuria. So my feelings about Lemuria are like, when you get here, the music is interesting. It's like, oh, what is this mystical music? But by the time you're ready to leave, it's like, oh, this music's been playing the whole time. I'm done with this place. Which is kind of kind of what they want you to feel, I think. I think you should be excited to come here, but when you're ready to leave, it's like, oh yeah, you're ready to go. You're done with Lemuria for now. But that is where we will pick up next time. We are going to be heading to the Western Sea. With our new grind ability, we can destroy the rocks that are in our way, such as this one, which we can't. We actually can't leave Lemuria. Once we beat Poseidon, we cannot leave until we do all that talking. And I am already forgetting where grind is. But that is where I'm going to stop. Thanks for watching. We will pick this up. I'll probably stop by the blacksmith, probably off camera, just because, you know, get this rusty axe fixed, turn this into something. Not really interesting stuff to do, but just some off-camera stuff. And then we will head from there to the Western Sea. And the Western... Oh man, I'm not there yet. The Western Sea being... I was gonna point it out on my map, just to make it a little clearer where we're at. Off we go. No? Oh, we gotta do one of these. Oh no, we just go down here? Here we go. There we go. Okay, cool, cool. Next time we're gonna be going down here. We're gonna pass through the Gondolin Cliffs on our boat. And we'll be over into the Western Sea. And that's where we're gonna pick up. Alright, see you next time.